Hey everyone, this is Adriana from ROADIE Free Radio. In this clip, Larry talks to Kevin Kwiz Ryan, musician, producer, composer, audio engineer, and artist development specialist. Kevin does it all. He has worked alongside with powerhouse artists such as J-Lo, Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and more. Here, Kevin talks about the changes in the music industry and how some record labels are now favoring social media popularity over talent. If you want to hear more about Kevin, make sure to check out the full episode number 146 from September 23rd, 2019. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subbing. Here are Larry and Kevin.
Some of the other artists that I'm trying to develop, it's just like anything else. You try to work with people, you try to understand what they want, what their needs are, what their goals are. And with today's musical environment, things are weird. You know what I mean? It's not like when I was younger. When I was younger, I signed a production deal with Capitol Records, and pretty much it was about your talent. You know what I mean? And I had a girls group that I had on Capitol, and we did what we did, and but it was about the talent. Now it's all about social media. How many followers do you have? And all this stuff. And I have two artists that I could think of right now that, even though they're young and they're on social media, that's not their main goal. Their main goal is to really work on their craft. And, sometimes you'll run into record label people and you'll talk about certain things and they'll ask, well, how many followers do they have? And it's about the music, man. It's about the talent. It's not about how many followers. That's going to happen eventually. But let's focus on what we have here. You know what I mean?
I do, yeah.
So, and there's a couple of labels out there that understand that, but they're few and far between. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
it's tough sometimes.
So, how do you temper some of the younger kids? We'll call them kids,
right?
Right? How do you temper them to be patient with that in today's climate, where it's all about social and what's your phone and like all that kind of stuff, and just try to shift their thinking to be like, look, you just got to focus on the music. Don't get caught up in likes, don't get caught up in followers and all that kind of stuff. How do you guide them through some of that?
Well, the main thing that I say is how successful do you want to be and how long do you want to be in this business? And without naming names, I can point out flash in the pan artists that, oh yeah, you know who they are for a second, but they're only there for a second. Like, they have their 15 minutes of fame and then it's over and you never hear about them again.
Right.
And is that the type of career you want, or do you want longevity? And if you want longevity, there's levels to that. You know what I mean? Just going back to the Beyoncé thing, she's not as big as she is because she just wanted to just sing. I mean, she works extremely hard on a multitude of levels regarding her career. You know what I mean? And her father was a great manager. He was a great sensei in a way, you know what I mean? Of teaching her how to, market herself. Even back in the early 90s when Destiny Child was, he knew how to develop that. And that's what's kind of missing in a lot of, there's some pocket artists right now, like, you might like Cardi B. There's some intelligence there. I mean, people think, she's so silly and she's this and this and that, but that woman is intelligent. She knows what she's doing. And that you could see that there's steps she's taking to get to the level that she's at. Where there's other artists where it's like, they're not going to be around that long. So if you have the patience and you have the drive, you can be successful. But if you don't have the patience and you just want to have a record out tomorrow, well, shoot, we can upload this to iTunes and it'll be out in a couple of days and we'll see how it does. There's no marketing behind it. There's no video behind it. There's nothing. So if people don't know it's there, how are you going to sell it?
Right.
Having it on iTunes that's not success. That's just another means of just getting your stuff in just getting it out there to the point where people, if they do find it, they can listen to it or buy it.
Right.
But how are they going to find it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And,
I always tell, the artists that I work with that marketing really is the name of the game.
Right.
So.
Which in that case, that's where social media can help. Right. But you gotta have your craft together.
Right.
You gotta be good.
Right.
And then just, it's, whatever. They're no different than billboards. They're, Facebook,
exactly.
Instagram, they're just billboards, right? They're digital billboards that we get to carry around in our pocket. And if you know how to use it properly, it will help get your craft out there. But like you said, if you're not talented or you don't put in the work to become talented and successful, then what are you marketing?
Yeah, exactly.
Just another face, right?
Yeah. It's a grind. It's everything. It's so much easier to put out music nowadays than it was when I was first coming up. But it's so much harder to be successful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. But you've got the longevity already, and you've got the experience in your career when you're talking to someone younger who's coming up to be able to help guide them. Mm-hmm. And I imagine that's what you do to give back.
Yeah, definitely.
What other ways do you help give back?
Well, basically, with the artists that I work with, most of them, I don't charge them any studio time because I know that, it's hard. It's hard to, and then I have a certain rate that I go for. I don't have much of a sliding scale. It's like, this is my rate, this is what it is. And I know some of them can't afford to pay it. Sure. But if I believe in them and I see that they have the drive, I'll let them come in the studio and I'll mix their stuff for free sometimes. Sometimes I'll say, well, see if you can throw me $100 here or whatever. You know what I mean? Something to show me that you really, really want this. And if that's all you can come up with, that's fine. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And, it's my wife hates that, but it's she doesn't hate it in the sense like, why are you giving away everything? But she just feels like sometimes I'm a little too generous. But I had help coming up. Everybody needs help. You know what I mean?
Hey, what's happening, roadies? It's Larry here. Just wanted to thank you so much for listening to this short clip. I really hope you got something out of it. If you can take 2 seconds to head over to iTunes and drop us a review or a comment, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Keep listening, keep coming back, stay healthy out there, and remember, no roadies, no rock and roll.